first I'm gonna start out with the Morphe Brow Micro Pencil. And this is the color Chocolate Mousse, like I did, or I said in my last video. I'm gonna do my brows with the pencil first, or I'll do this one with the pencil and this one with the pomade, both Morphe, just so you can see the difference. So the pencil is just like a small little pencil, and it has like the little tip of it, and then on the other side it has the little brush. So what I typically do is take the brush side and then just brush my hairs upward, and then I take the other side and I start at the middle of my brow at the bottom like I do all the time, and then I just draw a line all the way to the end of my brow, like so, and then I start making upward strokes to the end. Until it looks something like that, and then I will go to the front, and I like to pull a little bit so I can see, because I have a little hood up under here, so sometimes I can't see what I'm doing. So I'll pull it, and then I'll just draw my line underneath, and then from here all I want to do is make these little hair-like strokes on the front, and I don't want them to be as defined as the back of my brow, so less more at the front, and then it should look something like that. And I like using the pencil because it's super natural looking. It's not as harsh as pomade. And then I just take my brush and brush some of the product out, and it will look something like that. So now for this eyebrow, I'm going to take the Morphe Brow Cream. I've been calling it pomade, same thing, but they call it Brow Cream. And this is also in the color Chocolate Mousse. And I'm going to take a little angled brush. And it has a spoolie at the end, but you can take whatever you do your brows with, and whatever is easiest. But I like this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush because it's super thin and small. Morphe has an angled brush that's similar to this, but it's really thick that I have, but I never use it for my brows. But anyway, so I'm going to take a little bit on my brush and then rub it off on the sides. Same thing, brush up, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the product and start at the bottom of my brow and go all the way to the end, like so, and then kind of just use the brush and spread that product out over the end of my brow and at the top. And I kind of just follow what my eyebrow already does, but you can create whatever kind of brow you want. And then I'll take whatever is left and then do the front of my brow. And I'm going to do the same thing, tilt my brush and do hair-like strokes at the beginning of my brow. Without picking up any more product, because it'll be too harsh at the front of your brow if you put more product. But like I said, you can always take some of that out if you brush it out with the spoolie. So here is the difference in the eyebrows. This one is a little bit darker, of course, because it's an actual cream cream product, so it's gonna give you a little bit more darkness. But what I like to do when I use the cream is just woolly some of the product out to lighten it up a little bit and make it look more natural. So they almost look similar. I can still tell this one is a tad bit darker, but I would personally just use the cream brow, the cream brows, or if you want a bolder look, and the pencil if you want like a natural hair stroke type of look. But I really like both of them, and they're really inexpensive on Morphe.com. So I would go check that out for sure. Not sponsored. I wish it was. Maybe one day. But these are the difference in the brows, which is not really a difference. So the pencil, it's more beginner friendly, and the pomade is for those people that want an Instagram brow or are more familiar with how to do eyebrows. So that is basically what I wanted to show you guys, and now I'm going to clean them up with some concealer. It doesn't matter what concealer you use. I just use the Juvia's Place concealer in the number 12 because that's the closest to my skin tone. I just like to clean it up with something close to my skin tone because it looks a little bit more natural. You can definitely do under eye that's lighter, just if you want to use a bunch of color on your brow, for your eyeshadow. Like I did in my last video, I used the same color so because I wasn't going to do an eyeshadow. It just kind of depends on what look you're going for, but that's a whole nother video. This is just about my brow. Like I said, I'm just going to take my concealer in the color 12 Juvia's Place, put some underneath my eye to clean that up. And then I'm just going to take any kind of like flat brush to make cleaning up easier. And like I said, I just like to pull my eye so I can see underneath my eyebrow because it's a tad bit hooded. And then just take your time. It takes time. It definitely takes time. It took me a while to learn how to make these as close to perfect as possible. And then I like to spread the product out down just so it makes it easier to blend with the rest of your makeup or into your skin. So like whenever you're trying to go in and get the line out, all you gotta do is come down here. The product is spread out. Easy blend. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. It might be easier for beginners to put a little bit of product on their hand and then just take some on both sides of the brush. Do it like that. I just don't like product on my hand sometimes, so I just do it like that. And then sometimes I do the top of the brow. If I want it to look more natural, I won't do the top because when you do the top, it just makes it look cookie cutter. I mean, it's just preference. Today, I'm definitely going to do the top and just see if we can see what the difference is between the brow and the pomade. But on the top, I want to start out in the middle of my brow, or I mean just not all the way at the front. And kind of just clean that up a little bit. And I have product on both sides, so I just flip around when I need some more. And then I'm gonna take whatever is left over to the front, because the front, we don't want it to look as boxy, so we want as little product to try to clean it up so it won't look super square. So we just gonna take some from right there and just kind of clean that up a little bit and just spray the product out so it doesn't look, see how this looks boxy and this still looks like hairs are going up. That's exactly what I want. And we still gonna spread that product out just so it makes easy blend when you put on your foundation. Do the same thing on the other side. And I'll clean up the middle when I put on my foundation. But here are the two different brows. So this one is my pencil brow, which I have definitely been loving and liking a lot because it gives me a more natural look. And then this is my pomade eye. I definitely like this one a little bit more, like I said, because it's a little bit more natural. This one is a little bit more, it's darker and it doesn't look as hair-like. You can definitely do it that way. This is just how I do my brows, so to each his own. Do your thing, sis, do your thing. But yeah, this is the eyebrows. Be right back. Your love is rated X. That means you're extra, extra.